Today, I'm going to show you two historic Lincoln 1-cent coins. The first was minted in 1912, making it approximately 114 years old, while the second was minted in 1927, making it around 99 years old. Just imagine how many hands these coins have passed through over the decades, from everyday shoppers to collectors, surviving wars, economic changes, and generations of American history. What's even more amazing is that despite their incredible age, you can still clearly recognize Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the date on both coins. That alone makes them remarkable survivors from another era. But here's the question that every collector wants answered. Are these simply old pennies, or could one of them be a hidden treasure that collectors would love to own? In this video, we'll explore the complete story behind these two historic coins. We'll cover their design, history, composition, unique features, collector demand, rarity, and what makes certain examples so valuable in today's coin market. So stay with me until the very end, because if you have an old penny tucked away at home, you might discover that it's much more than just spare change. It could be a remarkable piece of history. Coin number one. Imagine holding a coin that has survived for well over a century. A small 1-cent piece that has witnessed changing generations, world events, and countless daily transactions. Today, we're taking a close look at the incredible 1912 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary old penny, but for collectors, coins like this can tell an extraordinary story. This particular coin has a lightly black layer on the front and a green zinc-colored oxidation on the reverse, giving it an authentic, aged appearance. While many people would simply see an old coin, experienced collectors know that every mark, every layer of toning, and every detail deserves careful attention. Let's travel back to the year 1912. The United States was a very different place. Automobiles were still becoming common. Many roads were unpaved, and people carried pennies like this every day to buy groceries, newspapers, or a ride on public transportation. This tiny coin may have passed through the hands of farmers, shopkeepers, railroad workers, and families more than 100 years ago. That is what makes historic coins so fascinating. They are more than pieces of metal. They are silent witnesses to history. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series had only been introduced a few years earlier, in 1909, to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular U.S. circulating coin to feature the portrait of a real historical president. On the front of the coin, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's famous profile facing to the right. Around the portrait are the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1912. Since this example has no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use mint marks on Lincoln cents during that period. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the classic wheat cent reverse. Two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum above them. This simple design became one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The green oxidation visible on the reverse gives this coin a unique vintage appearance. Natural color changes often develop over decades as copper reacts with its environment. Collectors generally distinguish between natural aging and damage, making careful examination very important. The 1912 wheat penny was struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of about 1.55 millimeters. Although these specifications are standard, every surviving coin carries its own unique history. Now let's talk about rarity. Millions of 1912 pennies were originally produced, but after more than a century, many have been lost, melted, damaged, or worn beyond recognition. Finding an attractive example with clear details is becoming increasingly difficult, especially when unusual characteristics or collectible varieties are involved. Collectors carefully inspect old wheat pennies for doubled dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks on other dates, and other minting errors that can dramatically increase desirability. Professional grading also plays a major role in determining a coin's market appeal. Some online listings may claim that certain 1912 wheat pennies are worth up to an estimated $2,140,000, but values at that level would require exceptionally rare circumstances, such as a unique error, extraordinary provenance, or an elite certified condition. The value of any individual coin should always be confirmed by a professional grading service before assuming it is worth that amount. If you own a 1,912 wheat penny, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can permanently reduce a coin's collector value. Instead, store it in a protective holder, handle it only by the edges, and have it examined by a reputable coin grading service if you believe it has unusual features. Coins like this remind us that history doesn't only exist in museums. Sometimes it fits in the palm of your hand. A simple penny that once bought everyday necessities can become a treasured collectible, admired by people around the world. So, if you ever come across a 1,912 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look. It may not just be an old coin. It could be a remarkable survivor from America's past and a fascinating addition to any collection. If you enjoyed this historical coin story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next rare American coin that could surprise you. Coin number 2. Today we're uncovering the fascinating story of the 1,927 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark, a coin that has quietly survived for nearly a century. Most people would glance at it for a second and call it an ordinary penny. But collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. This particular coin has a beautiful light brown natural layer on the front, showing the character that only decades of careful aging can create. Its overall condition is almost fine, preserving many important design details while reminding us of the incredible journey it has taken through American history. Now let's go back to 1927. America was living through the exciting years known as the Roaring Twenties. Cities were growing rapidly. Jazz music filled dance halls. New automobiles crowded the streets. And families were dreaming about a brighter future. Every day, thousands of pennies like this one changed hands in grocery stores, train stations, restaurants, and neighborhood shops. Imagine this very coin buying a newspaper almost 100 years ago. Perhaps it rested in a farmer's pocket after a long day in the fields. Perhaps a child used it to buy candy after school. Or maybe it remained hidden inside an old wooden box for generations before finally being discovered again. That mystery is part of what makes coin collecting so exciting. Every old coin tells a story that no history book can fully explain. The Lincoln Wheat Penny itself was already becoming an American icon. Introduced in 1909, it celebrated the life of President Abraham Lincoln and became the first regular U.S. circulating coin to feature the portrait of a real historical president. Look closely at the front. You'll immediately recognize Abraham Lincoln's profile facing right. Above him appears "In God We Trust." To the left is Liberty, while the date 1927 appears on the right. One detail collectors immediately notice is the absence of a mint mark. Since no mint mark appears beneath the date, this coin was struck at the famous Philadelphia Mint, which produced Lincoln cents without mint marks during that period. Now flip the coin over. The reverse displays two elegant wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above them is the national motto, E pluribus unum. Although simple, this reverse design became one of the most beloved coin designs in American history. It represents agriculture, growth, and the hard-working spirit that helped build the nation. Now let's talk about the light brown color visible on the front. Many beginning collectors believe old coins should look bright and shiny. Experienced collectors often think differently. Natural brown toning develops over decades as copper reacts slowly with air, humidity, and storage conditions. When that color develops naturally, it gives every coin its own personality and reminds us that it has genuinely lived through history. The 1,927 wheat penny was struck using 95% copper with 5% tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, has a 19.05 millimeter diameter, and a thickness of approximately 1.55 millimeters. Those measurements remain consistent across most wheat pennies, but every surviving example has developed its own appearance through years of circulation. Now comes the question everyone asks. What makes one 1,927 wheat penny ordinary while another becomes highly collectible? The answer isn't just age. Collectors examine every detail. They study strike quality, surface preservation, original color, wear patterns, possible mint errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, double dies, and many other unusual characteristics that can dramatically increase collector interest. After nearly 100 years, countless 1,927 pennies have disappeared forever. Many were worn smooth through circulation. Others were damaged, cleaned, or melted. Every surviving example represents another piece of American history rescued from being lost forever. Because of that, attractive original examples continue to attract serious collector attention. You may even find internet listings suggesting that exceptional examples could reach an estimated value of around $185,000. However, prices at that level would generally require extraordinary characteristics such as rare mint errors, outstanding certified condition, or exceptional collector demand. Professional grading is essential before assigning such a value. If you ever discover a 1,927 wheat penny, never clean it. Even gentle polishing can permanently reduce its collector appeal. Instead, hold it carefully by the edges, place it inside a protective holder, and compare it with known varieties or have it examined by a reputable grading service. Sometimes the smallest coin carries the greatest story. It may have crossed nearly a century of American history just to arrive in your hands today. So before you spend an old wheat penny, stop for a moment and look closely. That quiet little coin could be far more than 1 cent. It could be a remarkable survivor from another generation, a conversation piece, or even a collectible that every serious wheat penny enthusiast would love to own. And remember, the greatest treasures are often the ones people overlook.